Higuain has passed his medical, but he's still out of contention versus Tottenham in the semifinal FA Cup match. Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Son, Sissoko, and Victor Wanyama are all out. In our injury news, we still have Robin Loftus-Cheek. He's still out. Morata is on his way to Atletico. Guys, welcome to the Pride of London. And in today's video, as I stated earlier, is about our upcoming game tomorrow against Tottenham in the semifinal game, which Tottenham are 1 on aggregate. And the away goal rule is no longer in effect, so we don't have to worry about that. We just have to get a goal, and in order for us to win this game, we can't let the game go to penalties, because I believe if it's tied after the end of regulation, you go straight to penalties. So I really want us to possibly obviously we got to change things up a bit, because after Mauricio Sarri's comments, he has to change it up. Palmieri has to start. Maybe slide Christensen in and put David Luiz in the Regista role. I know that's a stretch, and in a game of this magnitude, I doubt Sarri would risk a chance like that. But I feel like he's probably our best passer as far as like long range passing and creating chances, almost Fabregas like. And since we don't have Fabregas anymore, we don't even have a replacement for him. We're probably not even gonna get a replacement by the end of this transfer window. So we're probably gonna have to end up with using Danny Drinkwater as our second regista, which just tells you how frustrating our season has been. And it doesn't even look like he's going to PSG anymore, because they're unwilling to pay the 50 million bid, because Zenit St. Petersburg, they keep upping the price on their player. And even PSG, a team who gives no fucks about, sorry my language, they give no fucks about money or financial fair play. They want a player, they see a player, they're going to get him. They're going to splash the cash if they feel like he's worth it. And maybe you know, even if he isn't worth it, they just splash the cash because they have money like that. They can just throw the checkbook at anybody. Since they get lost Rabiot, you would expect you expect PSG to go after Paredes. But anyways, guys, that's another video. I'll do a video about specific transfers that I believe we should go after in the summer. Coutinho, with Barcelona recently buying the Liege. I don't know how to pronounce it. The Dutch midfielder. And Boateng, which was a surprising buy for most people. But that's another video for another day. What we need to do, I want to try, since Higuain isn't going to start, I don't think we have much of a choice but to use the false 9. I don't want to use the false 9 because I hate it. I think that's not putting Hazard in his best position. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but I feel like Hazard, he's like him and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, their best asset to the team is being able to gain the ball high up the pitch, high up the midfield area, and drive straight towards the goal. That's their strong suit. That's what they do best. That's why they have great chemistry, Hazard and Loftus-Cheek. They play off one another, And yeah, I think when Hazard is able to run at defenders and cause havoc on that flank, I know him and Alonso don't have the best partnership, That's why Palmieri has to start. But when he's running at players and creating chances that way, it's just so much better. It creates more space for everybody. Maybe Drew plays. I haven't received any updates about him. I have to check in on that. I believe he's in contention. Don't get me wrong. I believe he's able to play, and if he is able to play, he has to start against Tottenham, because Higuain, I don't believe he passed his medical in time. He had his medical at like 10 o'clock. He arrived in London at 10. And so I don't know. Maybe they did a quick medical, which they would have to really be on the ball, because not only would they have to complete the medical, but they have to finalize the paperwork and all that shit and agree on terms. And that's a lot of work, and that's not something to be rushed, and a lot has to do with Milan being assholes. Juventus kind of They had their part to play in it too, but they were kind of, the third party, even though that's their player. Higuain is solely a Juventus player, but he was on loan at AC Milan. But what I believe we should do, Hudson-Odoi has to start. There's been reports that Liverpool have uh, offered him 85K a week. I don't know if this is true or not. It doesn't make sense for it to be true because recently his agents come out and said that he's not doing any type of contract negotiations or anything. At least with our club, with Granovskia Marina, he had a fallout with Hudson-Odoi. She had a fallout with Hudson-Odoi, and they haven't been negotiating any contracts. So if he had any news about him negotiating contracts with Chelsea, that's false. But there has been reports that he's been talking or flirting with Liverpool, and I pray I'd rather him go to Bayern than Liverpool because they're already as good as they are. I feel like they need one more striker. Firmino, he's not cutting. I mean, he's good, but don't get me wrong, he is good, but he's not a goal scorer that's going to give you a 30+ goals a season or 25+ goals a season. He's kind of a false nine, and they feed off each other. Mane and Salah, they alternate who's going to be the guy that get the goals in, and I don't think they have that person. Anyways. Hudson-Odoi has to start. Pedro, maybe, if you do the false nine. I don't want Willian to start. I have nothing against Willian. I just believe that he's the type of player that benefits the second half. And recent play has suggested that Pedro and Hudson-Odoi and Hazard are our best wingers. But maybe I was thinking that maybe that we try put David Luiz in the Jorginho role, and sliding Christensen in and next to Rudiger. It's a risk, yes, but I feel David Luiz, him being in front of that back line, he can still organize the defense and somewhat communicate. Tell Christensen to be in certain areas, and on top of that, we still have a creative midfield player that can facilitate and play the ball over the top if needed, because I feel like we have to attack Tottenham on the flanks. They have extreme problems with injuries lately, so I feel like we can control the game, we can boss the game. They're going to give us possession, they're going to try to hit us on the counterattack, and in order for us to punish them, we're going to have to create chances. And I feel like David Luiz is our best passer of the ball, our best long passer at that, and slide Kante beside him, or play Jorginho. I don't know where else can Jorginho play, because he's not a creative midfielder. He solely is a player that is great at passing. He's just simply a pivot in our system, and by pivot I mean he simply just brings the ball from the defensive side to the attacking side. That's all he does. He doesn't create chances. He doesn't win possession. He's just simply organized the team, and that's it. That's his only job. That's why it's so easy. Once you take him out the game, we just seem all over the place. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what's plan B. We don't have a plan B. Tottenham, there's no excuses for us not to beat Tottenham, because Tottenham, like I said, they don't have Harry Kane, they don't have Son, they don't have Sissoko, they sold Dembele, Victor Wanyama. He's just there. These players are just coming back from training. Victor Wanyama and Sissoko, they haven't even completed a full practice yet, so I don't expect them to have any type of game time tomorrow. So there's no excuses why we shouldn't win, even though Arsenal was almost in a similar position. Their back line was depleted. They're asking. They just recently got a bid rejected from Manchester United for Bailly. Leon Bailly or Bailey, however you pronounce it. He's not. In my opinion, he's not a world-class defender. He's too aggressive. He plays attackers too close, and he gets beat every time. He gets called out every time. That's the thing of his that that's his only downfall, in my opinion. He gets caught ball watching, and he gets sucked into attackers, and he gets beat. They play the ball over the top because he leaves this big ass gap in the middle, and you just can't do that. I feel like we have to Maybe start Zappacosta, but see, I don't. I think defensively, Aspilicueta is solid. He's solid, but going forward, he's not. I think if it comes to a point in time where we need a goal, we need to get 2 goals, we need to get, God forbid, 3 goals in order to go through. I think you take Aspilicueta off and you bring Zappacosta on, because he's defensively he's a liability, but he's an alternate of Aspilicueta. Defensively, he's a liability. But going forward, he's our best. He's not our best. He's one of our best fullbacks at going forward, putting crosses in. His only problem is he takes way too many shots. Zappacosta, you're not. You scored that magnificent goal that was a cross. I don't care what you say. That was a cross. So in his first game for Chelsea in the Champions League last season, it's a fantastic goal, but it was a cross. What else, guys? I don't know. I think that's all the news I have for you. I will do a review of the game tomorrow. Hopefully, we can go through. I think we play. If we win, we either play City or United. I'm not sure. I think it's City, because they beat some team like 7-0 or 9-0. I think it was 7-0, and PSG beat the team 9-0. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you. I was going to watch the sorry press conference before I did this video, but I don't know, I can't find it. So I was able to find the Pochettino's press conference, and that's how I got my team news about Tottenham. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Subscribe if you're new. If you enjoyed the video, click the like. I'll leave my social media, possibly. I don't know, I'm kind of iffy about that, in the description below, and I'm out. Peace. Thanks for watching. Love y'all.